we are going to discuss is about the synchronization. Okay, so specifically about synchronization, right? Synchronization task is a bit different than the replication. Here we will have a choice of using the operations. So whenever I'm creating a synchronization task, it will ask me whether insert, update, upsert, delete, what type of operation we need to perform, right? And then synchronization will happen between two entities, table to table, table to file, file to table, or Salesforce. Using synchronization, we can even populate data into the Salesforce objects, right? Replication, it is not allowed, right? In the replication, Salesforce can't be a target, but in synchronization, we can have it. So whenever we want to push data to Salesforce, we can also use synchronization task along with the normal Informatica Cloud mapping, which we are yet to discuss. Okay. Other difference between replication and synchronization could be replication will always create the tables, target tables or files on its own, right? And we can't use the existing targets, right? As is, right? Even if I have a particular target table or a file, right, right, which is there in my target system, right, that already existing entity can't be used as a target, right? But replication will expect, sorry, synchronization will expect that. Synchronization will not be able to create any of the targets on the fly. It has to be already present, right? So that's the another major difference, right? And replication goes like one to one or end to end. So if I have like one source, I'll have one target created. So whenever we run the replication task for first time, the target will be created and then that will be retained, right? If I have like 5 source tables or source objects, then my replication will create 5 targets, right? In case of synchronization, it is one to one or n to one. Okay, which means if I have a single source, my target can be single. If I have like multiple sources joining in, still I'll be able to populate data into same target table. There can't be multiple targets which I can populate using the synchronization. Okay, so that is the another difference we have over here. Okay, first thing is like target has to be present, and second is right, it data can go to only one target table, right? We can populate only one. We can't have like multiple flows, because in replication, right, it is a sequential flow, right? As in like if I have like 4 sources, then as per the selection of sources, right, there will be a sequential order in which data will get pulled from my source and it will pass it to the target table. In the synchronization, right, there is a single flow only, right? We can't have like multiple pipelines. Okay, so that is the another difference. So now let me just, and feel free to ask questions if any. So now we will go to the synchronization. Okay, it is still showing stopped for me. Now I'll go to data integration. I'll click on new. Right, in the tasks I can select synchronization. Right, so it says synchronize data between source and target to integrate applications, databases, and files. So if I say create, or I can even show you the existing one, right? Here, first of all, in the definition tab, I need to provide the details about the names and all, and what type of operation we are going to use, right? So here I can name it as DSS. DSS stands for Data Synchronization Service. And then I can have my source application name, target application name, like that, right? So if I say ORCL to ORCL, and then I can go for task operation selection, insert, update, upsert, and delete, right? So using insert, I will not be able to capture the updates. So if existing data is getting updated, that will not be captured and will not be taken to target. Update will not be able to handle the inserts. But if I say upsert, right, then both the things can be handled. A new data coming in my source can be taken to my target, and existing data getting updated can be again synchronized to my target. So that is how we can use the upsert operation. Delete is a bit different over here. So whenever you want to delete something, right, from my target which is there in the source, in that case I can go for delete operation over here. Okay, and then if I go next, let me just try using my Oracle connection. I just save you. Let me just verify if it is allowing me to connect, because if secure agent is having some issues, right, it will cause problem and even connections connecting the connections. So let me just check. Okay. So here if you see the source types could be single, multiple and saved query, right? So single as in like it as it signifies, right? We can have a single source table, right? In case of multiple, we can join the tables basically. Join the tables as in whenever we want to have like multiple tables joining in, right? So that kind of a join condition could be provided, and then we can have combined source, right? Say for example we have like customer and orders, right? So those sources can be combined, joined together, and then that data can be taken to the target, right? That is for multiple, we'll see that. And then the third option is the saved query. So in Informatica Power Center we always have an option to provide a joint query as a source, right? In the source qualifier transformation we can provide that joint query, and then that can be considered as a source. Here in Informatica Cloud we can provide that source query, we can use that source query as an independent source object called saved query. So what does that mean? So if I have a particular query which is a combination of two or more tables, right? And if I want to use it across multiple synchronization tasks as a source, right? In that case, rather than keep writing that query all over again, I can save that particular query as an independent source object called saved query, right? So if I just save it, then that can be taken as a source using the saved query option, right, in multiple synchronization tasks, right? So that is another feature Informatica has to provide, right? So we can use one of these sources like single, multiple and saved query, and then we can define this particular source tab. Now it is still loading. Let me just cancel it for once, and then let me go to data integration. Sorry, administrator. I'll open this in a new tab. And as I mentioned, right, any one of you, right, if can log in parallelly and connect this session, right, then I can give the presentation rights, and on his or her machine, right, we can just start creating the synchronization task. There is some echo happening. If I go to the connections, for my database, properties, ORCL ETL. Try to change the connection properties over here. Press ORCL ETL only. Then this, and then system. Test it to see. Problem is the secure agent. Discard. Okay, so see the data integration service is shown as error. Yeah, and then usually I stop it and then I start it.